Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. In this video today we are going to solve questions on functions which are taken from the past paper 2. Let's start. I hope you have seen the video on functions. Paper 2 is not very difficult, so we will start with paper 2 and then later I'll also add a video for paper 4. First one, find f of 6. This is very easy. We just have to replace the x with 6. So that will give us 5 minus 3. In place of x, we put 6. We will get negative 13. So the answer is negative 13. The next one is find f of x plus 2. We are going to solve it the same way. In place of x, we are going to write x plus 2. So 5 minus 3 bracket x plus 2. In this question, they have not said simplify. So even if you leave it like that, it is fine. But if they say simplify, you have to expand the bracket and simplify it. This will be 5 minus 3x minus 3 plus 2. When you multiply, you will get negative 6. 5 minus 6 is negative 1 minus 3x. So this is our answer. For part C, we have find f of fx in its simplest form. For this, we go from outside to inside. So first we write the f of x, which is going to be 5 minus 3x. And then in place of x, what will you write? What is written here? F of x. F of x is 5 minus 3x. So replace it. Because they have said write in the simplest form, we have to simplify it. This will give us 5 minus 15. Negative 3 multiplied by 5 is negative 15. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 3x will give us positive 9x. So 9x and 5 minus 15 is negative 10. This is the answer. In D, we have to find the inverse of f of x. To find the inverse, in place of f of x, write y is equal to 5 minus 3x. Whatever you want to make the subject, that must be positive. You have negative 3x, and you have to make x the subject. So shift the negative 3x on the left-hand side, it will become positive, and shift the y on the right-hand side, it will become negative. To make x the subject, we'll have to remove the 3 to the other side. This is a multiply. So when you shift it to the other side, it's going to be a divide. 5 minus y divided by 3. Now that your x is alone, you have finished the question. The only thing remaining is in place of x, we are going to write f inverse x. And in place of y, we are going to substitute x. So f inverse x is equal to 5 minus x over 3. Question number 2. F of x is equal to 3x plus 5 and g of x is equal to x squared. A, find g of 3x. I'm sure you know how to solve this by now. What are we going to do? We are going to replace the x with 3x. So g of 3x is equal to, remember to put the bracket, 3x square. The square is for the 3 and the x. So 3 square will give us 9 and x square is x square. The answer is 9x square. Now find part B, find f inverse x, the inverse function. For that, we have to first write down f of x is equal to 3x plus 5, but change the f of x to y. That will be y is equal to 3x plus 5. We have to make x the subject. Your x is positive, so leave it where it is. Shift the 5 to the other side. Y minus 5 is equal to 3x. This is a multiply. When you shift to the other side, it will be a divide. So y minus 5 over 3 is equal to x. After you make x the subject, you know what you have to do? In place of x, write f inverse x, but we are going to write it on the left-hand side. Is equal to y minus 5 over 3, but we have to change the y to x. So it will be x minus 5 over 3. So it's getting easier, I hope. See, find f of x. We did a similar question. Why don't you pause the video and try it yourself? I'm sure you must have gotten the answer right. Let's check. So we have f of x. We write first the f of x, the outside one. And then in place of x, we will write f of x. This may seem confusing to you because both are f, but always remember, no matter what it is, you start from the outside and then you go in. So we will write is equal to 3, and in place of x, we will write 3x plus 5. Remember to put the bracket plus 5. Now we are going to expand it. 3 times 3x will give us 9x. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15 plus 5. So this is equal to 9x plus 20. That's our answer. Question number 3. F of x is equal to 3 plus 4x and g of x is equal to 6x plus 7. Find in its simplest form f of 3x. So we write down f of x, which is equal to 3 plus 4x. But in place of x, what are we going to substitute? 3x. So 3 plus 4, replace the x with 3x. Remember to put the bracket. And when we expand it, 4 multiplied by 3, 12x. We cannot simplify it further, so this is our answer. Now part B is again a composite function, f of gx. We write f first. F is 3 plus 4x. But in place of x, we are going to substitute g of x, which is 6x plus 7. 4 multiplied by 6 is 24x, and 4 multiplied by 7 will be 28. This will give us 24x plus 31. So we are done with this question. Question number 4. We have been given f of x, g of x, and h of x. A, work out f of g of 1. This is again a composite function, but it does not have an x. It's got a 1. So I'll show you another way to work it out. Instead of going from out to in, we'll just find g of 1 first. So in place of x, we are going to replace 1. And this will give us negative 2. Now we will write f of g of 1, and we will take f of x. In place of x, substitute the g of 1, which you got, negative 2. That will give you half as your answer. I hope it is clear. First, you find the inside one, g of 1. Whatever answer you get, you substitute in f of x in place of x. Okay? Now we have to find the inverse of h. The first thing, h of x, you will write it as y is equal to x cubed plus 1. You have to make x the subject. We are going to shift the 1 to the other side. So y minus 1 is equal to x cubed. And this is a cube. If you want to remove the cube, you will have to cube root y minus 1. This is a cube root of y minus 1 is equal to x. Now that your x is alone, you are going to write it as the inverse of h inverse x. Sorry, I wrote f. We are going to write h is equal to cube root, change the y and write x. So this is how you solve it. Part C, solve the equation g of x is equal to negative 2. This is our g of x and it is equal to negative 2. So we are going to write x squared minus 3x is equal to negative 2. Bring the negative 2 on the left hand side. Because you cannot solve it, it's not a linear equation. As you can see, you have an x squared and an x. It's a quadratic equation. When you have a quadratic equation, bring everything on one side and make it equal to 0. They don't want the steps here. You can use the calculator to solve it. I don't know which calculator you're using. Depending on that, you can get the answer directly in the calculator for quadratic equation. You will get x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. But we cannot write it directly like that. You have to show that this is a factor. The 1 you have to bring on the left hand side, so you will get x minus 1. And x is equal to 2, the 2 you shift to the left hand side, it will become x minus 2, and that is equal to 0. After this step, you can write the answer directly. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. Question number 5. Again, you can pause the video and solve the question. The questions from paper 2 are not very difficult. They are quite similar and repetitive. So you can try now. Okay, now let's check if your answers are right. Calculate f of negative 3. So the first thing we'll do is we'll find f of negative 3. We will replace the x with negative 3, and that will give us 11. Then we will write the outside f, and in place of x we will replace 11. So 5 minus 2, and in the bracket we'll put 11. That will give us negative 17. 5b, g of 2x. Just replace the x with 2x. And remember to put it in a bracket because the power of 2 is for the 2 and x. This will give us 4x squared plus 8. And now to find the inverse. To find the inverse, you know that we are going to write f of x. We are going to replace f of x with y is equal to 5 minus 2x. We have to make x the subject. Our subject is negative, so we'll shift that to the left hand side and the y will shift to the right hand side. The signs will change. 2x is equal to 5 minus y. This is a multiply. When we shift to the other side, it will be a divide. X is equal to 5 minus y over 2. Now that our x is alone, we are going to replace it with f inverse x and replace the y with x. I hope you got all of it right. Question number 6, we have been given f of x, g of x, and h of x. Find f of 2. So first we will find f of 2. In place of x, we are going to substitute 2. So we'll have 7 minus 2, which will give us 5. Then this answer will substitute in f again because that's what is outside. In the function, if we replace it, we'll get f of f2 is equal to 7. And the x will replace with the answer we got previously, which is 5. 7 minus 5, which is 2. So that's the answer. Now part B, find g of f of x in its simplest form. As there is no number here, we start from the outside. G of f of x, we write this equation, but in place of x, we are going to write f of x, which is 7 minus x. And remember to put it in a bracket. And then there's a plus 2. Expand the bracket. 4 times 7 is 28. And 4 multiplied by negative x is negative 4x plus 2. 28 plus 2 will give us 30 minus 4x. This is the simplest form. C, find h of 2x in its simplest form. Okay, so we write h of 2x is equal to 15 minus, in place of x, what are we going to substitute? 2x square. Now we'll expand the bracket, we'll get 4x square, and that's the answer. Question number 7, f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. Find f of 1 minus x in its simplest form. Now it's not a number or an x alone, you have 1 minus x, but the method is going to be the same. So we write f of 1 minus x. In place of x, replace your 1 minus x plus 3. Expand the bracket. 2 plus 3, 5 minus 2x. So this is your answer. These questions were from the second paper, paper 2, and very soon I'll post questions for paper 4 also. If you have liked my video, if I've helped you, do share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and do give it a thumbs up. It motivates me to do more. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.